From Operation Vijay to Operation Sindoor, viewers, we remember all the sacrifices made by our armed forces. Now, viewers, in today's time, that we are still continuing to fight that same country, the same enemy state we fought 26 years back. Operation Sindoor is still underway. But the reports doing the rounds about India playing with Pakistan in Asian cricket, in the Asia Cup, of course, is raising eyebrows. In fact, Republic TV is now launching a campaign saying no to Pakistan, viewers. Say no to Pakistan is the campaign, and we want all of you to join in as we believe that the sacrifices of our Jawans, the contribution of our armed forces, their fight, their valor should not be forgotten. The innocents who were bled to death by the terror state should not be forgotten, and there should be no engagement by India with the Pakistanis. I have with me Colonel V.N. Thapar. He is the father of Kargil war hero, Captain Vijay Thapar. Colonel Thapar, thank you so much for joining us. And today we are remembering the Kargil war heroes. And Captain Thapar's story, of course, continues to live on, and it continues to give us goosebumps when we hear his stories. So, from Operation Vijay to Operation Sindoor, the enemy has remained the same. And we cannot forget those sacrifices that were made, that are being made. We remember with such ceremonies, with such commemoration, we remember our soldiers, but we cannot forget that what the Pakistan nation, what the terror state has done. Today we ask, why should we at all engage with Pakistan when it has stabbed India in the back time and again? It has led to the bleeding of innocents on Indian soil time and again. Colonel Thapar, what do you think of our campaign, Say No to Pakistan?
No, of course, there is no need for a campaign. People of India, they must be alive to this situation where young men have died, they have given their lives, and here we talk all the time about no talks with terror, no talks with other such things. Yet we have these people. They are the high-ups in the society. They are the people who are encouraging cricket. Are they of a different caste? Are they of a different subunit of this country? Why should they even think of this thing? And secondly, it's not only the cricketers. There's another lobby of actors and actresses. The other day I saw actors talking to Afridi so friendly, like he was their brother. And he is the guy who's been insulting India all the time. So I don't see why we have to go down backwards to such a level that don't they remember today is Kargil Vijay Diwas. Tomorrow is going to be Kargil Vijay Diwas. And rather than remembering Saurabh Kalia, they are wanting to go and play cricket over there. It's unforgivable a thought for anyone who's self-respecting Indian. Unforgivable. They are not a special breed like the filmmakers and the cricketers that they should go to Pakistan. Are they the only people who have to go to Pakistan for fun and games, and rest of them people in olive uniform and in the navy blue? They are the people who are meant to die. I don't understand this. Yes, please.
We appreciate, sir. We really salute how you put your thoughts very, very forthrightly, and you were completely, we really appreciate how you mince no words in calling out those who do not raise their voice, despite their stature, despite their so-called social media reach, sir. So stay on with us. We have my colleague Himanshu joining us from the digital newsroom. Himanshu, tell us more about Republic's campaign, Say No to Pakistan, because enough is enough. As Colonel Thapar rightly pointed out, that it is unforgivable what has been happening. The enemy state continues to sponsor terror and bleed the Indian lives, and we cannot engage in any way with Pakistan now, especially after what has happened in Pahalgam.
Rakshita, the late C.B. Fry once wrote, "What do they know of cricket, whom only cricket knows?" Now, cricket is a religion in this country, also in Pakistan. But is that religion above national interest? Is a question that the entire nation wants to know today. This is indeed a time. This is a time of grief. This is a time of like our blood is boiling after Pahalgam, and BCCI coming up with, look, this, we understand this is this is Asia Cup, this is an international commitment that BCCI probably will have to look, but we have seen people boycotting Olympics as well. So why not Asia Cup, especially at this time when our Jawans are actually engaging. Operation Sindoor is yet not over, not technically over, and we are thinking of playing cricket, probably playing the national anthem on same ground. Imagine Indian cricketers standing on the ground where Pakistan's national anthem will be played. What impact will that have on the morale of India and Indian forces? All these questions will have to be thought out. Only after that a decision can be made, Rakshita. The
Yes.
mood here in India definitely is like we cannot afford to play
Right.
cricket with Pakistan.
Thank you so much, Himanshu. In fact, the mood of the nation is something that we're trying to reflect on. But what is the mood of those sitting in power? The mood of the BCCI bosses, the most powerful cricket body in the world. Republic TV confronted Rajiv Shukla, the interim chief of the BCCI. Listen into this confrontation.
कि तो जो कहा जा रहा है कि इसको लेकर क्या कहें, क्या मैच भारत पाकिस्तान के इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए, ऐसा इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए मैच, कि तो जो कहा जा रहा है कि इसको लेकर क्या कहें, क्या मैच भारत पाकिस्तान के इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए, ऐसा इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए मैच, कि तो जो कहा जा रहा है कि इसको लेकर क्या कहें, क्या मैच भारत पाकिस्तान के इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए, ऐसा इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए मैच, कि तो जो कहा जा रहा है कि इसको लेकर क्या कहें, क्या मैच भारत पाकिस्तान के इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए, ऐसा इस स्थिति में.
You know, viewers, when we speak to the family of the martyrs, like some of them are just here, they have just come to attend the Shaurya, Shaurya Sandhya here. When we speak to them, when we see this, sometimes the tears in their eyes, but still their hearts, swelling with pride. You know, it is so heartening to see that how they are proud of the sacrifices they've made. But these stories, it seems, do not reach some of the people in the country. They refuse to raise their voices. Colonel Thapar, I will again bring you in here. You feel that there should be some more pressure that should be put so that we unite more and more, and this unity should be on display. Yes, the sentiment in our drawing rooms there might be people sitting right now watching this show, watching this conversation with you and agreeing with us. But sir, via this campaign, Republic TV wants that everybody's thoughts should be put forward publicly on public platforms, so as this pressure is mounted. Republic TV has always been, not just post Pahalgam, but we have always said that India should not engage with Pakistan. Sir, in your thoughts, what steps could be taken, in fact, to mount this pressure and continue to give do justice with our Jawans, do justice with the families of the terror victims?
Look, I don't see any need whatsoever of putting any pressure on anybody. Anyone whose Indian blood is flowing in him, he should feel ashamed of trying to put a friendly hand and get a slap in his face. So I don't see why pressure is required. Don't you realize that we have got Pakistan whose attitude has not changed at all? You heard their chief speaking. I mean, now he's that field marshal speaking. He was pouring venom. And here we are again trying to please them by going and playing cricket. We have an enemy in the north, China. They are all the time appeasing hands in glove with Pakistan. They are supplying them with all the wherewithal. And now we got another enemy that is getting more and more radicalized, Bangladesh. And what is worst is that we have a lobby within the country who are against this kind of thing. So I believe that there's no pressure required. It must come from the people automatically. They must revolt against this idea that our team wants to go and play there. and their actors want to come, actresses want to come and make money from India and take it back to Pakistan so that they can buy more weapons and, move against us. I don't see any sense of self-respect in this kind of. Is the army the only organization meant to uphold the values of this country, our values? Is the army only responsible for that? And rest, everyone wants to be bye-bye? Then let us close the chapter altogether. Why should people be dying? Why should they be fighting day in and out in Kashmir and in other places? So that is the way I look at it. Here is a man you just spoke about and you're showing his photo, who's not satisfied with hundreds and thousands of crores. BCCI wants more. That's about all. The love for money and how much do you want? That's the question I ask. Have self-respect. It
Colonel
is more
Vijay Diwas,
important to have
you very rightly pointed out.
self-respect
Sir.
than all the money in the world.
Absolutely, very rightly pointed out, sir. You raised many pertinent points, and via this campaign, of course, we want to send out this message that the Indian Armed Forces are not alone, and that Republic TV will, of course, continue to gather more nationalistic forces and unite the country together in this campaign called "Say No to Pakistan." Absolute, complete boycott of any engagement with Pakistan. Thank you so much, Colonel Vijay Diwas, and thanks so much, Himanshu, for joining us. We have, in fact, a caller joining us with his thoughts, because viewers, you can see that sentiments are really running high. Just like Colonel Thapa was saying, that the blood of any Indian who loves the nation is boiling with what is happening. We have retired pilot from Air Force, Wing Commander Bhupender Lakanpal joining us right now. So please go ahead with your thoughts. All right, we seem to have, that line has been dropped, I believe. All right, viewers, so we continue to get more and more reactions and voices from all corners of the country, the common man, members of the Indian forces, retired officers, and everyone who, in fact, has the sentiments attached to this nation, who feel for the country, who are part of this country, must join Republic's Say No to Pakistan campaign. And on 6 Stories at 6, we shift our focus to some more stories today that have grabbed the headlines. Now, Indian government has cracked down on at least 25 OTT platforms who were supporting or promoting rather obscene and vulgar content, and there has been a crackdown. They have been banned. Those OTT platforms have been banned. The directive was issued on the 23rd of July in consultation with multiple government departments and civil society stakeholders, and the platforms which have been banning include Ullu, Alt and Big Shots app, Neon X, VIP and Desi Flex, among the others. We have multiple reactions coming in. We have, in fact, a guest also joining us right now, former CIC Uday Mahurkar joining us, former chief of CIC joining us. Mr. Mahurkar, thanks so much for joining us. This is a crackdown on these websites or OTT platforms which have allegedly promoted vulgar content. And sir, in these times when everything is going digital and the youngsters, even underage people, have access to these OTTs, it becomes very important to, of course, monitor the content. While there are many people who also allege that this could be prying on the freedom of expression and freedom of the media. So how do you see this development?
You see, we have been running a campaign for the last over 2 years under the name of my NGO, Save Culture, Save Bharat Foundation. Now, we have done a lot of research on this, and we have proved that about 80% of the rape cases taking place now are provoked by perverted content, sexually perverted content. Even divorces, breaking families, again, content is responsible. So I think this is modern India's biggest challenge. And I appreciate that the government has realized this, because we have been fighting for it for the last now over 2 years now. I have also filed a petition in the Supreme Court of India. We have collected a lot of evidence as to what they are like. There is one film by Ekta Kapoor's Alt, where there is a male in the house. He is having sexual relations with his grandmother, with his stepmother, with his bhabhi, with his cousin sister, and with scenes. Now this is complete misuse of freedom, creative freedom. And I think if India is to become a great nation, we have to become a great nation while keeping our culture intact. My question is that India has taken a vow to become a great nation by 2047. Nobody has any doubt that we'll be economic superpower, military superpower, scientific superpower by 2037, which is 10 years before. But will India be a culturally pauper nation? That is the question we have to address. So this is just a beginning, but I am very happy that names which were considered to be untouchable, like Alt, they are facing a ban now. So I think it's a very big message from the government, But that this is just the beginning. You see, when I filed the petition before the Supreme Court of India, it was heard by CGI Honorable Gawai Saab. So there, the government, I am very thankful to the government of India. They said that the Solicitor General of India, Mr. Tushar Mehta, he said that situation is very serious, sir. Government is taking steps, but more steps have to be taken. But then this is a very big challenge for the nation. That is what he himself admitted, and he appealed to he told the CGI that you must monitor this case personally. So the kind of evidence we have presented before the court, it is so compelling that court is convinced that this is a very serious situation in the country. Yeah.
Right, sir. Mr. Uday Mandurkar, thank you so much for joining us on Republic TV and, of course, telling us details about this crackdown and the campaign and, of course, your thoughts, viewers. We have, in fact, many political reactions on this story also lined up for you. Take a listen in.
देखिए, सरकार का निर्णय संस्कृति को लेके, भारत को लेके ज़रूरी था। जहाँ पे ऐसे OTT जो लाइसेंस्ड हैं, अनलाइसेंस्ड हैं, वो सॉफ्ट पॉर्न बना रहे हैं या गलत फिल्में बना रहे हैं या गलत फिल्मों को प्रदर्शित कर रहे हैं, उस पर ये सरकार ने निर्णय लिया है। और ये पूरे देश की जनता का एक संदेशा था हमेशा सरकार को कि सरकार, और वो ट्वीट पे, एक्स के माध्यम से बता रहे थे। तो निर्णय स्वागत योग्य है और ये सोच समझ के आप एंटरटेनमेंट पेश करें, लेकिन एंटरटेनमेंट की एक परिभाषा, एक उसकी एक लक्ष्मण रेखा होती है और उस पर ही निर्णय है और इससे चीज़ें संतुलित होंगी। लोग एंटरटेनमेंट में अपनी मर्यादाओं को, परिवार को, भारत की संस्कृति को, भारत के विचारधाराओं को याद रख के बनाएंगे।
तो आपके सवाल में तो आपका
इधर
कंटेंट देखने लायक नहीं है, जो
भैया को प्रणाम
के साथ बैठकर आप नहीं देख सकते हैं, जो शर्मनाक है, जिसकी अश्लील भाषा है, प्रेजेंटेशन में गंदगी है, ऐसी भाषा को या शब्दों का चयन जिनका सराहनीय नहीं है, इनको अगर बैन किया गया तो मैं समझता हूँ ये बहुत प्रशंसनीय है। इसकी सराहना करते हैं। अगर आपको याद हो तो सबसे पहले जो पिछली बार मैं IT और इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी कमेटी में था, तो सबसे पहले इसको बैन करने के लिए, रोकने के लिए, प्रतिबंध लगाने के मैंने ही आवाज़ उठाई थी और मैंने काफ़ी ज़ोर शोर से आवाज़ उठाई थी। आज मुझे खुशी है ये जो है हम उसको नतीजे पर पहुंचते हुए देख रहे हैं। अच्छा है, ये बहुत बढ़िया हुआ है। ये क्या मतलब है, आप अपने माँ बहन के साथ बैठे हुए हैं, आप वहाँ परिवार के साथ बैठे हुए हैं और ऐसी वल्गर कंटेंट से, वल्गर अश्लील भाषा का प्रयोग उसमें करते रहे, ये फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन के नाम पे सरासर बहुत अच्छा हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
भारत की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया सोना, अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
India Zona.
MDH की देगी मीरज,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मीरज।
This is your space, play it your way.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप, MDH का जल जीरा सिप जीरा सिप, MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
भारत को मालदीव का सबसे भरोसेमंद मित्र होने पर भी गर्व है। आपदा हो या महामारी, भारत हमेशा फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्डर बनकर साथ खड़ा रहा।
India-Maldives signed key MOUs. Prime Minister Modi, Maldives President Muizu hold a joint press meeting, claim their relations are touching new heights.
पार्लियामेंट शुरू होते ही हमने सरकार की ओर से साफ शब्दों में कहा कि हम चर्चा के लिए तैयार हैं। बिजनेस एडवाइजरी कमेटी में हमने बात रखी कि हम ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर चर्चा करने के लिए तैयार हैं।
Union Minister Kiran Rijiju sets the record straight, says government is ready to have debate on Operation Sindoor. Opposition must let the parliament function. Impeachment motion against Justice Verma admitted in the Lok Sabha. MOD inks 2,000 crore rupee contract with BEL for air defense fire control radars for Indian Army.
तो जो कहा जा रहा है कि इसको लेकर क्या कहें, क्या मैच भारत पाकिस्तान के इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए? ऐसा इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए मैच।
Republic launches mega campaign to boycott India-Pak Asia Cup clash. Nation says terror and cricket cannot go hand in hand. Centre cracks down OTT soft burn in major cleanup. Government bans 25 OTT websites. Sanjay Kapoor's mother questions circumstances of son's death, alleges coercion, seeks meeting deferment. And two-day Kargil Vijay Diwas celebration set to begin today. Heroes of Operation Vijay to be honoured. Good evening, welcome to Republic. I'm Rhythm. We begin with some news that's coming in. Amid Thailand and Cambodia clashes, Thailand declares martial law in border areas. And that's the big news that's coming in as I'm breaking on. Thailand has also deployed F-16 fighter jets along the border with Cambodia on Thursday. Martial law has been now declared in border areas. Thailand declares martial law in border areas with Cambodia. And this development comes after the Royal Thai Army reported Cambodia targeted military bases near the northeastern part of the disputed border. Martial law in border areas has now been declared. As per certain news agencies in Thailand, the Thai Army has stated that by late morning clashes were reported at 6 locations along the border. Out of the 6 F-16 jets fired into Cambodia, they have destroyed military targets. Meanwhile, Thailand also reported Cambodian soldiers opened fire at Thai military base in Surin and launched several rocket attacks towards Siaskit. Thai Army has... Let me go across to Kruthar joining us live. Kruthar, Thailand declares martial law. Give us the details and what sort of clashes have been happening between Cambodia and Thailand in the border areas.
This morning, Rhythm, there was artillery firing reported in the northern provinces, and now reports are coming in that Thailand has declared martial law in parts of its northeastern border with Cambodia. Now, the move is announced by the Thai military, and it is aimed at curbing the unrest and securing civilian areas, which is why, in particular, in these areas now martial law is imposed. Earlier, thousands of people were evacuated from these border zones in the northeastern province. The tensions have been escalating in the past 24 hours. This afternoon, the Ministry of External Affairs also had put out a travel advisory, perhaps in view that Thailand was going to announce martial law, and now it has been announced in the northeastern province. That's a big breaking news development that we are tracking.
All right, thank you for giving us those details. We'll continue tracking that story. The other big story, India and Maldives signed key MOUs. Prime Minister Modi also held delegation-level talks with Maldivian President Mohamed Muizu in Malé. Both leaders were accompanied by top officials, delegates and ministers for talks. Prime Minister Modi was accorded the Guard of Honor in Malé. And I also want to go across to get more details from with guests who are now joining us live. Ahmed Adib, former VP of Maldives, now joining us. There is going to be a boost to trade. We've also launched the FTA talks now. Ahmed Adib, how are you looking at these very progressive talks that are being held between the President in Maldives and Prime Minister Modi?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I would say this is a historical milestone achieved. I would say it's an honor for Maldives to have Prime Minister Modi as having a state visit, which is coinciding with our Independence Day, and Prime Minister Modi will be the guest of honor. I would say this is a reset in Maldives-India relations, and I would say with today's MOUs and agreements, I think it's going to be a new historical milestone and new.
Right, and definitely, as you're saying, Prime Minister Modi also held talks with Moizu. We've extended 4,850 crore credit line. We've also handed over 72 heavy defense vehicles to Maldives. Now, this is again a meeting that is focusing on consolidating cooperation in areas of trade, in defense, and infrastructure. This is marking a major turnaround in ties after we've seen a spell of unease.
Yes, if you're referring to the last year, there was in the beginning of this government, there were diplomatic crisis which was looming because of the India Out campaign that was conducted in the elections time. But it was done by the former President Yamin, who has fallen out with the current president and the party. So I commented even then it was inherited by the current government. But with the experience of President Moise with dealing with the other countries, this government has also realized that it is India who goes out of the way to help us. It is our strategic partner, and India first foreign policy should be our policy to go forward. And with the global South and with the agreements that today that has been come into place, we see that President Moise has realized it. They have changed the foreign policy, and I think they have changed the course straight in the right direction. So I think it's a great achievement even for Maldives.
Yes, I completely agree with you, Mr. You were the former vice president in Maldives, and you've completely hit the nail on the head when you say this, because I completely agree with you. Because of the turn and diplomatic talks and how they've been there now, Mr. Ahmed, there have been the launch of the India-Maldives Free Trade Agreement. There's been joint issuance of commemorative stamp. There's been handing over of 3,330 social housing units. There's been inauguration of roads and drainage system projects, and also inauguration of 6 high-impact community development projects in Maldives. So definitely this is a very advantageous proposition that's now Maldives is also looking at with Prime Minister Modi's visits there.
Yes, indeed. As we see to complete turnaround and also in the right direction. And I would say India has been very mature, very patient in dealing with Maldives with the given situations last year. But I think it has become very fruitful now. We see the strategic the relations that have built on within the last 1.5 years. So I would say it's a milestone with Prime Minister Modi visiting us and honoring us in his presence. Is not only a regional leader but a global leader. And also with his visionary leadership, India is going forward for the $5 trillion economy, where Maldives has to join hands and rise together with India. We have seen a very successful free trade agreement that has been signed with UK. I congratulate India and Prime Minister Modi and his team. So likewise, Maldives has also started free trade talks. So economy, defense ties, and together, I think it's going in the right direction now.
All right, the Ahmed Adi, former Vice President of Maldives, thank you for being with us. I wish you well. And like you've said, Prime Minister Modi has done wonders, whether it's in UK or whether it's been in the relations with Maldives. Thank you for being with us. Viewers, now the top focus as Prime Minister Modi embarks on a visit to the Maldives. He also crosses a major milestone. He becomes the second longest serving PM of India. Now only Jawaharlal Nehru, India's first Prime Minister, remain ahead in terms of tenure.
As Prime Minister Narendra Modi embarked on a visit to the Maldives, he crossed a major milestone, becoming the second longest serving Prime Minister of India. Now only Jawaharlal Nehru, India's first Prime Minister, remains ahead in terms of tenure. Today, Prime Minister Modi completes 4,078 consecutive days in office, surpassing Indira Gandhi's 4,077-day tenure. Modi also holds the distinction of being the longest-serving Prime Minister from a non-Congress party. He first took office on 26th of May 2014 and was re-elected in 2019 for a second term. Last year, he was sworn in for a third consecutive term. Before becoming Prime Minister, Modi served as Gujarat's Chief Minister for 13 years. His leadership has reshaped India's political landscape, with the BJP emerging as a dominant force under his guidance.
Viewers, our other top focus, Chief of the Defence Staff, General Anil Chauhan, has declared that Operation Sindoor is still ongoing and that the armed forces must maintain a high level of preparedness.
As was said earlier, that there are no runners-up in war, and this will be giving examples of Operation Sindoor, which still continues. Our preparedness level has to be very high. It's 24/7, 365 days. We are living in that kind of an environment, and it's only scholar warriors that can ensure this readiness by thinking differently, connecting the dots across this country.
As India commemorates the 26th Kargil Vijay Diwas, Republic brings you an exclusive ground report from Dras, the very land where heroes wrote history with their courage and sacrifice. From a major infrastructure push in the region to untold stories of bravery that never made the headlines, we bring you powerful voices, moving tributes to the real heroes of Kargil.
Right now I'm reporting from Lamachan viewpoint, and from this very point one can see all those peaks where the Battle of Kargil was fought. This battle was fought between India and Pakistan, and the aim was to evict those intruders who were dominating these heights. I'll ask my VJ Firdaus to focus and show you through the panoramic view how the peaks look like. These are the peaks where the Battle of Kargil was fought, be it the Tolo Link or the other peaks, as the India has adopted a multi-pronged strategy approach to overcome the challenges of 1999 of Kargil War. Small, highly trained units conducted frontal and flanking attacks to dislodge the enemy from their fronted positions. Units like the Gorkha Rifles, Rajputana Rifle, Ladakh Scouts definitely played a pivotal roles. Bofors FH-77B howitzers were instrumental, delivering precise barrages to soften enemy's defense. Somewhere around 250,000 shells were fired during the campaign, one of the heaviest artillery battle that was witnessed here in this Kargil. When we talk about the peaks that were dominated by the Pakistani intruders, Pakistani army or the Pakistani terrorists, there we saw heroes like Captain Vikram Batra, who declared "Ye dil mange more" while capturing .4875. Similarly, Lieutenant Manoj Kumar Pandya, who led the charge at Jubar Top. That is the one, the Jubar Top, which my cameraman Firdaus is focusing on, and a grenadier Yogendra Singh Yadav, who scaled these cliffs under enemy fire and became symbol of sacrifice.
As India commemorates the 26th Kargil Vijay Diwas, Republic brings you an exclusive ground report from Dras, the very land where heroes wrote history with their courage and sacrifice. From a major infrastructure push in the region to untold stories of bravery that never made the headlines, we bring you powerful voices and moving tributes to the real heroes of Kargil.
As India commemorates Kargil Vijay Diwas, the rugged terrains of Dras, once a battleground of the 1999 Kargil War, are undergoing remarkable transformation. Along the Srinagar-Leh highway, a corridor that bore witness to the bravery of Indian soldiers, a vibrant infrastructural boom is reshaping the region's landscape. Extensive road widening and levelling projects are carving smoother, safer paths through towering Himalayas.
Government of India is pushing infrastructural development in the border belt in Jammu and Kashmir, and now this Ladakh has turned a UT with the result. Central funds have also reached, which have been a boost for the infrastructural development. As my video for those who showing you the visuals of the construction, this is one of the Zojila tunnels out where you see the construction work is going on, and once this tunnel is completed, it will connect Gagangir, Sonmarg's Gagangir with Dras, and it is going to be only 40 minutes journey, which earlier would take hours. And the kind of telecommunication, the towers that has been established, that tells you that yes, you are connected with your loved ones, because earlier the connection was not there, the telecommunication was not there, the roads were not there, the tunnels, but now you see everything is there when we talk about the infrastructural push.
Modern tunnels are reducing travel time and enhancing connectivity, ensuring that the harsh winters no longer isolate Dras and its surrounding areas. Checkpoints and surveillance systems have been bolstered, offering safety to residents and tourists. In an exclusive conversation with Republic, Barkat Ali Nizami, who served during the Kargil War as the Naib Tehsildar of Dras, recounted harrowing details. He said that the Dras once coldest inhabited region became a fiery battleground.
13 मई को मेरी पोस्टिंग यहाँ हो गई और 13 मई को यहाँ से क्रॉस फायरिंग हो गई पाकिस्तान की तरफ से। ये जो सामने आपको पहाड़ नज़र आता है, ये तोलोलिंग से यहाँ से फायरिंग हो गई, टाइगर हिल से फायरिंग हो गई। हमारी ड्यूटी यहाँ द्रास में थी, नीचे ये जो द्रास आपको नज़र आ रहा है, यहाँ मेरी ड्यूटी थी। इमीडिएटली हमें फिर लोगों को बचाने के लिए सेफर प्लेसेस में लेना पड़ा मुझे यहाँ से। न कोई रात थी न दिन था शेलिंग का, न सुबह थी न शाम था। बस क्या कहूँ आपको, ऐसी शेलिंग खैर हमने अपनी लाइफ में तो नहीं देखी और खुदा ना दिखाए किसी को भी यहाँ जान का ख़तरा हो, तो ये बड़ी कोई आसान चीज़ नहीं थी। कम से कम 10,000 गोले इस द्रास में गिरे होंगे। मैं सिर्फ
जहाँ बैठे
द्रास मीन्स कि आपको मुश्कू मटाइन से लेकर खरबू तक ये सारा एरिया जो है, ये कम से कम कोई 30 किलोमीटर का एरिया है लंबाई में, तो इसमें कम से कम 10,000 गोले पाकिस्तान के गिरे।
Mohammad Yusuf Lone recounted chilling episode from the war. When the army captured Tooling, they uncovered a temporary shelter where they discovered a man who identified himself as Major Anwar of Pakistan Army.
वो जो हरा सा घास है, लाल की पहाड़ी के साथ ऊपर घास है, वहाँ से रास्ता बना हुआ था इस बेम्बड़ वाली पहाड़ी में। इस पहाड़ी में जो है वजन लेके 2 आदमी जा रहे थे। आधा घंटे के बाद फिर 2 आदमी जा रहे हैं। फिर उसने बोला यार मैंने पता क्या, कल पेट्रोलिंग हेलीकॉप्टर ने करके आई, बोलते हैं झूठ है। दूसरे दिन खबर मिली जी, फौज आई नीचे बेम्बड़ में आके जो बेम्बड़ वालों से सिगरेट लेके चले गए, मैगी लेके गए।
अच्छा, ये पाकिस्तान के लोग थे।
The Kargil War was not just a military operation, it was a testament to the unwavering spirit of our armed forces.
Ahead of the 26th Kargil Vijay Diwas, preparations are in full swing at the Kargil War Memorial in Dras. The memorial, which stands as a tribute to the valiant soldiers who laid down their lives in the line of duty in the 1999 Kargil War, is decked up for commemorative events. Families of army personnel who lost their life in line of action during Kargil War of 1999 gathered at Lamochin Viewpoint in Dras to pay tribute to the heroes of the war. A solemn and emotionally resonant event was held at Lamochin Viewpoint in Dras as part of the 26th Kargil Vijay Diwas commemorations. The ceremony began with the hoisting of the national flag in the presence of Major General Hitesh Bhalla, General Officing Commander, 14 corps who served as the chief guest. He honoured the next of kin of Kargil martyrs who borne the ultimate sacrifice for the nation. And there was a powerful display of modern warfare capabilities also held at Dras. Indian Army organized various programs to honour the heroes of Operation Vijay during Kargil Vijay Diwas celebrations in Dras. The government has banned several popular streaming applications including Ullu, Alt, Desi, Flix, Big Shots and others, citing concerns over the streaming of obscene and sexually explicit material.
देखिए, सरकार का निर्णय संस्कृति को लेके, भारत को लेके ज़रूरी था। जहाँ पे ऐसे OTT जो लाइसेंस्ड हैं, अनलाइसेंस्ड हैं, वो सॉफ्ट पॉर्न बना रहे हैं या गलत फिल्में बना रहे हैं या गलत फिल्मों को प्रदर्शित कर रहे हैं, उस पर ये सरकार ने निर्णय लिया है। और ये पूरे देश की जनता का एक संदेशा था हमेशा सरकार को कि सरकार, और वो ट्वीट पे, एक्स के माध्यम से बता रहे थे। तो निर्णय स्वागत योग्य है और ये सोच समझ के आप एंटरटेनमेंट पेश करें, लेकिन एंटरटेनमेंट की एक परिभाषा, एक उसकी एक लक्ष्मण रेखा होती है और उस पर ही निर्णय है और इससे चीज़ें संतुलित होंगी। लोग एंटरटेनमेंट में अपनी मर्यादाओं को, परिवार को, भारत की संस्कृति को, भारत के विचारधाराओं को याद रख के बनाएंगे।
कि जो खासकर जिस तरह से जो ऐप जो इलीगल हैं उनके प्रति, उनके अगेंस्ट जो ये स्टेप लिया गया है, इट इज़ अप्रिशिएटेड।
And coming up after a short break, impeachment motion against Justice Verma admitted in Lok Sabha. And Republic launches mega campaign to boycott India-Pak Asia Cup clash. Nation says terror and cricket cannot go hand in hand.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
आपका जो अभी जो ओहदा है, it is a self-fought position, अनुपम जी. What I like about you, the reason I admire you is because you're a one-man industry. A lot of industry people don't like you. A lot of groups don't like you. They cannot come and say that he doesn't deserve what he is getting.
मेरा और मेरे फादर का एक बड़ा अच्छा किस्सा था. I slowed down and I was doing less films. तो उन्होंने मुझसे ऐसे ही खिड़की से बाहर देखते देखते बोला, अनुपम you are not doing many films बेटा, ऐसा क्यों है? तो मैंने उनसे कहा कि no dad I'm not in the rat race. तो उन्होंने बिना मेरी तरफ मुड़े बोला, oh you have left the race for the rats. तो आई थिंक बड़ा मुश्किल है सबको खुश करना. देखिए दुख तो होता है, तकलीफ तो होती है कि यार मैं कहता हूँ मैंने किसी का कुछ, पर फिर मैंने इस बारे में सोचना ही बंद कर दिया क्योंकि काम जो है ना बेस्ट लेवलाइजर है. काम से इतनी सेटिस्फेक्शन मिलती है, इसलिए रिटायर होने का सोच ही नहीं सकता.
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल. ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े. क्या निराला MDH मसाला.
भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया जोना, अपने देश का सामान इंडिया जोना, इंडिया जोना.
India Zona. Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IIHM. इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड.
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध. MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome, you're watching the Friday edition of This Is Exclusive with me, Shavan Sen. Tonight on This Is Exclusive, I bring to you two stories. One, a man in Ghaziabad for the longest time was duping people by saying that he is an ambassador of a fictitious country. And he managed to do so for years put together, had a fleet of luxury vehicles standing outside his so-called embassy, and he went undetected. The other big story that we are getting to you tonight is how, once again, Al-Qaeda operatives who are been arrested in Gujarat. There is a larger plan that has been busted by the security agencies. All this and much more on this edition of This is the Exclusive. Up first, let me take you through the headlines we're tracking at this hour. Republic deep dives into the Ghaziabad fake embassy case. Investigation reveals accused linked to foreign arms dealer handled multiple shell companies. Gujarat ATS sources reveal chilling details of Pakistani links to 4 arrested Al-Qaeda associated accused spread jihadist ideology via social media platforms.
भारत को मालदीव का सबसे भरोसेमंद मित्र होने पर भी गर्व है। आपदा हो या महामारी, भारत हमेशा फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्डर बनकर साथ खड़ा रहा।
India-Maldives signed key MOUs. PM Modi and Maldives President Moisu holds a joint press meeting, claims their relations are touching new heights. Republic brings you the most compelling visuals and ground reportage from Dras as India pays tribute to the sacrifice of our Kargil heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, a luxurious house in Ghaziabad turned out to be the headquarters of a fabricated diplomatic mission, complete with fake passports, forged seals and even morphed photographs with global leaders. At the center of this web of deception is a man named Harshvardhan Jain, who ran a fake embassy for 3 years, duped hundreds through a hawala and a visa racket, claimed to represent countries that don't even exist. From links to arms dealers to shell companies spread across the globe, this is one of the most bizarre, audacious diplomatic scams uncovered in India. Republic has accessed exclusive details in the sensational case. We're going to break it down for you in a short while from now. But just think about this. For years put together, this man that you see behind me was running the biggest diplomatic scam. And the world believed that such a country actually existed. Picked from the books and ensured that this actually stays there for the longest period of time. This man was being able to carry out this entire scam because there was someone behind this. The operation that was being led by someone else. All this while you've seen only this man. There is much more than what meets the eye. We are going to take you through each and every minute details of the investigation that has been carried out so far. But up first, take a look at all that we know so far.
12 diplomatic passports, forged documents with the seal of Ministry of External Affairs, 34 fake stamps of foreign nations and corporations, and over 44 lakh rupees in hard cash. All of this was seized from a luxury house in Ghaziabad, which was shockingly operating as a fake embassy of a fictional country called West Arctica.
This is a bungalow where basically an embassy was being run by this main accused. And in this case, what we have seen that the UPSTF have found several documents and they have seized 4 vehicles with diplomatic numbers. Here you can see the visuals over here outside this very bungalow. Here 4 vehicles were parked with diplomatic numbers and they were seized by the UPSTF team from Ghaziabad.
This was the headquarters of a massive diplomatic scam. And the man behind it, Harshvardhan Jain, posed as an ambassador running a visa and hawala racket for 3 years. The fake embassy ran operations impersonating diplomatic missions of fictitious nations like West Arctica and Seborga. Jain used forged number plates, fake diplomatic IDs, and morphed photographs with global leaders to build credibility. Multiple fake embassies, forged seals, and an entire parallel ecosystem of phony visas and fake credentials. Even neighbors had no clue what was happening behind closed doors.
कई गाड़ी विदेशों वाली झंडे वाली गाड़ी होती थी ना, हाँ महंगी महंगी गाड़ियाँ, और विदेशों में जो झंडा लगता है ना, अपने जैसा झंडा होता है तिरंगा, उस तरह से जैसे दूसरे देश का झंडा होता है, तो उन मर्सिडीजों में सारियों में झंडा लगा हुआ था.
During interrogation, the police also found out about Harshvardhan's connections with controversial godman Chandraswamy and international arms dealer Adnan Khashoggi. Not just this, the accused was arrested once in 2011 as well for carrying an illegal satellite phone.
ये अभी 2011 में भी एक बार गिरफ्तार हो चुका था. इसके पास से उस समय पे सैटेलाइट फ़ोन बरामद हुआ था और थाना कविनगर में उसके खिलाफ मुकदमा भी पंजीकृत किया गया था. 4 गाड़ियों के अलावा और उन पे लगी हुई नंबर प्लेट्स के अलावा और 18 नंबर प्लेट्स भी इसकी गिरफ्तारी के दौरान बरामद हुई है.
Jain is accused of enticing people with fraudulent overseas job opportunities while orchestrating a complex Hawala network.
You can see the visuals of his residence, and right now we will show you the visuals just outside his residence. Here you can see this is J.D. Jain's residence. Harshvardhan Jain's father, honorary animal welfare officer, Ministry of Environment and Forest, Government of India, Animal Welfare Board of India. So he is also part of the Animal Welfare Board. Mr. J.D. Jain, who is the father of Mr. Harshvardhan Jain, who is the main accused in connection with the case. Apart from that, what we have been seeing over here, that there's another vehicle. Here you can see the flag of one of the countries over here has also been written over here.
A case has been registered in Ghaziabad against Harshvardhan Jain for carrying out this illegal act and for keeping and making so many fake documents. The big question now is, was Harshvardhan Jain operating alone, or is there a bigger syndicate still at large?
You've seen the full story. Now let me take you through what are the details emerging from the investigation that has been carried out. Sources in the Uttar Pradesh STF have now confirmed to Republic TV that arms dealer Adnan Khashoggi directly transferred 20 crore rupees to Harshvardhan Jain between 2002 and 2004. The STF has accessed Jain's financial records and is now probing the exact purpose of this high-value transaction. Sources also indicate that Jain has 20 bank accounts, 8 of them overseas, and was associated with at least 25 shell companies that was used to route money and run parallel illegal operations. Let me now take you through some of the details that have basically emerged from the investigation that has been carried out. Ladies and gentlemen, the first big breaking news now coming in is of an arms dealer. It's just not a fake embassy scam or racket that has been unearthed, but there is a direct link with an arms dealer. So what was this arms dealer really transferring money for? STF has basically accessed financial records, money trail that has been reviewed. Let's move to the second point. 20 crore rupees. That's the amount that has been transferred by arms dealer Adnan Khashoggi to Jain. In fact, I'm going to tell you in a short while from now why this arms dealer, a global arms dealer, would be sending 20 crore rupees to this man. We're going to put out the details in a short while from now. Let's move on. Started operations from home, then shifted to a luxury villa. 20 bank accounts found under the operations. These details coming in: 8 foreign and 12 Indian accounts under the scanner. 25 shell companies that have been linked to Harshvardhan. This, what you see on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, essentially indicates that there is much more than what meets the eye right now. And the fact is that this is not just about a fake embassy, but there is an arms deal link that is basically emerging at this point in time. We're getting in some more breaking news coming in on This Is Exclusive tonight. The only news network getting full details. The controversies will become bigger. Republic has now accessed the updated interrogation report of Harshvardhan Jain. Explosive details now link him to controversial godman Chandraswamy, Saudi arms dealer Adnan Khashoggi and fraudster Ehsan Ali Syed. According to UPSTF sources, it was Chandraswamy who had introduced Harshvardhan Jain to both Khashoggi and Ehsan Ali. during his time in London. The interrogation reveals that the Jain and Ehsan Ali jointly set up multiple overseas shell companies in the UK, UAE, Mauritius and even Cameroon in Africa. The documents reveal their link to Ehsan Ali's firm, Western Advisory Group, a Switzerland and Bahrain-based entity that fraudulently secured £70 million in loans between 2008 and 2011. Let me now take you to some more details coming in with regards to the investigation that has been carried out so far. He basically partnered with one Ehsan Ali to set up overseas firms. 6 bank accounts that have been linked to Dubai. 1 account in Mauritius, 3 in the UK and 1 in India. Shell companies that were used for high-value brokerage in London. Ehsan Ali's firm secured £70 million loans fraudulently. So this loan that was being received into multiple accounts, they charged to about £25 million in fake commissions that were allegedly received. Ehsan Ali was arrested in London on Swiss government request. And Zurich court sentenced Ehsan Ali to 6.5 years for fraud. 2 big breaking news now coming in, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do a quick recap of the 2 breakings coming in, brought to you by my colleague Akil, who's got us this big exclusive. Akil, I'm not too sure if you can show us the documents, but while we do that, I want you to first take us through who this arms dealer is, why exactly is Harshvardhan being linked to him, and is there a larger global racket that we are looking at? It's not an isolated case of Harshvardhan running a fake embassy here. There is a bigger picture. The bigger picture could be that there was an arms deal.
Absolutely, Shravan. If you see at this point in time, what we are seeing that the UP STF team is investigating this case on 2 different angles. First one is what was his links with a renowned arms dealer Adnan Khashoggi. Second angle in which the UP STF team is probing is about his source of his income generation. Because if you see the kind of money trail that the UP STF team has got, in which it was pretty clear that there was a direct bank account transfer, money transfer from Adnan Khashoggi between 2002 to 2004. And that was a whooping amount of approximately 20 crore rupees. While I was speaking to a senior officer in the STF department, he has said that if you just calculate that money that was being transferred in 2004 as a 20 crore rupees, that will now become at approximately 80 crore rupees. So that's a big question, that what was the source of income and who basically gave that money to Harshvardhan and why he was generating that much amount of money and where that money was being used. Was it the Hawala money that was being transferred from one account to another account? So these are the questions being still been unanswered, which is being probed by the UPSTF. And second important point, which is to be highlighted, that based on the central agency input, what we have seen, Shravan, that the UPSTF has busted this racket. And if you see, for the last 10 years, what we are seeing that this person, Harshvardhan Jain, has been running successfully this fake embassy. But what has happened when his confidence got boosted up and then he has started this embassy just 6 months back outside his residence. He basically got a bungalow. He basically lives in B35 apartment, and then just next to 5 to 6 apartments from his very residence. He at B45 he rented an apartment in which he has started this this embassy. So right now, what we are seeing that the UPSTF team has gathered some more information regarding his international visits as well, Shravan. Because if you see, over 50 times in last 10 years, he has visited Dubai.
Akil, I want to focus majorly. You know, the big breaking news now coming in. This is the biggest exclusive that Republic TV has got our hands on. A direct link, money transfer between arms dealer Adnan Khashoggi to Harshvardhan's bank account between 2002 and 2004. Adnan Khashoggi gave 20 crore rupees to Harshvardhan. UPSTF is probing for what was the purpose Harshvardhan actually received this money. Just for the benefit of our viewers, you are talking about one of the biggest global arms dealer, Adnan Khashoggi, being linked to this man Harshvardhan Jain. And between 2002 and 2004, it turns out that he has received 20 crore rupees. What was the motive? That is not very clear at this point in time. But let me once again go back to my colleague Akil, getting us the latest details. Akil, I want to specifically focus on the role of Adnan Khashoggi. Based on what Is the UP STF indicating that between 2002 and 2004, Adnan Khashoggi had sent 20 crore rupees? Have they been able to perhaps trace the exact motive? What was the money used for? Or is there a larger security concern?
Well, Shawan, absolutely. If you see in this case, what we have seen that initially when the UPSTF broke this story, after that, what we have seen that initially the senior officers have said that initially there were just 2 accounts that were linked to Harshvardhan. But right now, what we are seeing that over the 48 hours, there were 20 different accounts, out of which 8 accounts are international bank accounts. So right now, what we have seen that the UPSTF team has written mail to different banks as well, abroad as well, to get the money trail details regarding this very investigation. And if you see, they have also written to the Indian agencies as well in connection with the case, because there are 12 different accounts that were being used by Harshvardhan to do corrupt practices. And those corrupt practices are still under investigation and under scanner. Because if you see, Harshvardhan, during the initial interrogation of UPSTF team, has constantly maintained one single point, and that he was saying that this was his international business tours. That's why he visited several other countries, including, if you see, UK, he visited approximately 12 to 15 times. UAE, he visited more than 30 times. Mauritius, he visited France, Cameroon, Switzerland, Poland, Sri Lanka, Belgium. So these are some of the common countries that he visited over the past 10 years. So right now, more than 30 countries which he visited. So the UPSTF team is trying to get to the details of his financial transaction, that what was the actual source of income of those transactions.
Well, in fact, that's the big breaking news. Now we are going to focus on Akhil. Republic has exclusively accessed Harshvardhan Jain's international travel records over the last 10 years. The scale of deception is staggering. STF sources have now confirmed to Republic TV that the accused visited Dubai 53 times in the last decade alone, and to travel to over 30 countries using as many as 12 diplomatic passports. His destinations include UK, UAE, Mauritius, France, Switzerland, Sri Lanka, Poland, Belgium, and there are several other countries too. What's more, the STF has found that Harshvardhan Jain had made generous donations to his fictional micronation, raising serious questions about the money trail. With multiple diplomatic IDs, foreign travels and suspected shell firms, the UP STF is now probing whether these global movements were part of a larger racket, because it turns out, as my colleague Akhil was also pointing out, that there are 12 nations that he has already visited, and he's directly linked to an arms dealer. That's the big breaking news now coming in. Only Network with full details of this man, Harshvardhan Jain. There is much more than what meets the eye at this point in time. There's a larger racket that has been unearthed. Shift focus to the other exclusive story that we're getting to tonight. Republic breaks open one of the most dangerous terror modules uncovered in recent times. A Gujarat ATS-led operation spanning 3 states has exposed how radical jihadist propaganda was being pushed through Instagram, encrypted chats, and direct foreign links. 4 young men arrested, explosive material recovered. The disturbing part: direct links to Al-Qaeda's ideology and Pakistani handlers. This is not just another bust, it's a digital terror plot designed to destabilize India from within.
In the city of Ahmedabad in Gujarat, a dramatic operation has dismantled a dangerous Al-Qaeda module. The Gujarat Anti-Terrorist Squad, acting on intelligence received on the 10th of June, arrested 4 suspects. Fardeen Sheikh from Ahmedabad, Mohammad Faiq from Delhi, Zishan Ali from Noida, and Saifullah Qureshi from Modasa, across 3 Indian states. The group, aged between 20 to 25, was allegedly promoting Al-Qaeda ideology through Instagram and encrypted apps. Authorities have seized Al-Qaeda literature. Explosive auto-delete social media chats have revealed the group's plans to radicalize youth, incite violence, and undermine India's democracy in favor of Sharia law.
ये Al-Qaeda जो एक प्रोस्क्राइब टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, इसकी विचारधारा का प्रचार प्रसार देश में कर रहे हैं। बहुत लोगों को धार्मिक आधार पे डेमोक्रेसी के विरुद्ध, भारत के विरुद्ध इनकी उश्केरनीजनक जो साहित्य है वो इन पे बारंबार शेयर कर रहे हैं। इन 500 जो इंस्टा अकाउंट हैं इनको रिजॉल्व करवाया गया और इसमें से पता चला कि ये मुजाहिदीन 1 और मुजाहिदीन 3 एक ही आरोपी के द्वारा यूज किया जाता है। टोटल 4 आरोपियों को आइडेंटिफाई किया गया, जिसमें फरदीन शेख जो है वो अहमदाबाद का रहने वाला है, मोहम्मद फैक चांदनी चौक दिल्ली का रहने वाला है, जिशान अली नोएडा का रहने वाला है और सैफुल्ला कुरैशी जो है वो मोडासा अरवली का रहने वाला है।
Republic's deep dive into this operation has revealed sensational details. Gujarat ATS sources say that one suspect, Mohammad Faik, was in direct contact with Pakistani content creators supplying jihadist material. The suspects operated Instagram accounts circulating provocative content, including videos of former AQIS chief Sanaul Haq killed in Afghanistan in 2019. The ATS has charged them under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and BNS, with 2 suspects already in 14-day judicial remand. This module's use of auto-delete apps show the evolving nature of terror networks. By leveraging social media, they can radicalize vulnerable youth, remotely making such operations harder to detect.
Well, now I'll take you through some of the breaking developments of the story. A massive terror link has been uncovered. A group of suspected terrorists had formed a covert terror network using Instagram as the primary communication platform. Gujarat ATS says the group used Instagram video calls and activated the auto-delete chat feature to erase all traces of conversations, making it harder for agencies to track their digital footprint. Now a central investigation team has reached Ahmedabad to take over the probe and track the online handlers. Additionally, Mohammad Faik from Delhi has been identified as a key contact in the group. He was allegedly in touch with 2 Pakistani content creators. ATS is now trying to establish who in Pakistan facilitated this connection and whether this digital network was being used to plan or coordinate potential attacks. Getting us the latest details is my colleague Gopi, but before that I'll take you through some more details coming in, more inputs on this developing story. Gujarat ATS has revealed that the arrested terrorists were preparing to flee to an Arab nation after executing a planned attack in India. Sources in the ATS have confirmed that Zishan Ali, arrested from Noida, had already procured weapons for the assault. This revelation came after scanning the suspects' encrypted social media chats. Republic has also learned that the 4 accused were part of over 7 terror-linked groups, with more than 20 individuals suspected to be associated with this network. Among them, Fardeen Sheikh from Ahmedabad and Zishan Ali from Noida had independently planned to carry out a terror attack, while 2 others, Mohammad Faik and Saifullah Qureshi, were working to radicalize other youth and mobilize them for extremist activities. Well, that's all that we could pack in this edition of This Is Exclusive. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time with more exclusive stories coming up, trending with my colleague Akansha.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जलजीरा मसाला।
मैं तेनू क्या सी कि अब हमें सेकंड इनकम बिल्ड कर लेनी चाहिए और तुमने वापस म्यूचुअल फंड में पैसे डाल दिए।
ये फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स है।
मतलब
फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स मतलब चुने हुए इंटरेस्ट बेयरिंग कंपनी बॉन्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स और मनी मार्केट विच इन्वेस्टमेंट मतलब रेगुलर इनकम विच वी कैन विड्रॉ फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम।
मतलब म्यूचुअल फंड में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना, अपने देश का सामान इंडिया सोना, इंडिया
इंडिया सोना। MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे ये खुशबू दे ये तीखा ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
इस साल का जो प्रॉफिट है इंटरेस्ट पे डाल देंगे, हर महीने ब्याज का पैसा आता रहेगा।
अगर रेगुलर इनकम ही चाहिए तो आप वो पैसे फिक्स्ड इनकम फंड्स में डाल दो।
वो क्या होता है?
फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स चुने हुए ब्याज देने वाली कंपनी बॉन्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स और मनी मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं। सिस्टमैटिक विथड्रॉल प्लान से आपको ऑन द डॉट फिक्स्ड अमाउंट भी आता रहेगा।
म्यूचुअल फंड में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IAHM.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे ये खुशबू दे ये तीखा ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Viewers, from the smartphones to your smart television, trending stories are breaking the internet. Today, we come with a lineup of most trending stories of the day. We begin with the heartbreak for wrestling fans as Hulk Hogan, a legendary wrestler known for his Hulkamania, has passed away at the age of 71. Tributes are pouring in. Along with that, it seems like Bengaluru might get its much-needed relief from its traffic woes. A very, very prominent techie come up with a fix to traffic woes. But that's not all, viewers. We will also tell you about the latest flashpoint between the Macrons and Candace, the American podcaster, who has said, "Bring it on, Mr. and Mr. Macron." And finally, all that's setting the internet on fire in hot and fast trends. You're watching Trending with me, Deepak Suresh Kumar. First up, Hulk Hogan, the legendary wrestler who catapulted wrestling First up, viewers, Hulk Hogan, the legendary wrestler who catapulted wrestling into mainstream popularity, has passed away. A childhood hero to millions and millions of people and members of the Wrestling Hall of Fame, Hogan's sudden death has left fans across the world in a state of shock. In fact, following Hulk Hogan's untimely death, tributes poured in from across the world and across the wrestling community. Many praised him for his flamboyance, legacy, and charismatic personality. WWE has also extended its heartfelt condolences, calling him the legends of the game. While Ric Flair also expressed his deep shock over the news, other stars, including Kane, also honored Hogan's legacy, remembering him as a true legend of the sport. Several of Hulk fans also paid tribute to Hulk Hogan, praising his legacy. Shortly afterward, the police also issued a statement ruling out any foul play in his death. Listen in.
Meant something that like people like the drama king. They had it locked down on the entertainment, and then that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Tell you about, and then Macho Man, remember him? They were the cream of the crop.
Being here, you know, he recognized us, he knew who we were. Yeah. So always, I mean, we weren't like close friends, but I went up to his house, I've seen some of his cars, and I grew up as him as a wrestling idol, you know, because I was big into wrestling, you know, the WWF and all that. And then when I finally got to meet him, and got to meet him as a person, you know, 30 minutes into our workout in the gym, he said, "Cut the Hulk Hogan crap, call me Terry," you know.
It was discovered at that time Terry Bollea, also known as Hulk Hogan, was experiencing a serious medical-related issue. Personnel provided medical treatment at that time and transported Mr. Bollea to Morton Plant Hospital, where he died at 11:17 a.m. The Colorado Police Department is conducting a death investigation, which is standard in these types of cases. There are no signs of foul play or suspicious activity related to this call for service at this time. Our personnel is providing the family with the necessary resources. I'm strongly encouraging everyone to keep the family in their thoughts and respect their privacy during this difficult time.
Viewers, the next story that we are talking about is about a city choked by traffic and a techie entrepreneur with a solution. Bengaluru's infamous traffic woes may have just met their match in the form of Ease My Trip co-founder Prashant Pitti. Because in a post that's gone viral, Prashant shared an update on a project that he's funding to tackle Bengaluru's snarling traffic. And it's not just talk, it's real-time 1 crore pilot aimed at creating smoother flow on one of the city's busiest corridors. And Prashant revealed that after months of groundwork, multiple civil engineers and coders have been brought on board to build a live AI-based traffic optimization system. And the goal? Smarter junctions, real-time traffic, light sync, and reduced wait times. This is Prashant's plan, and the pilot project also covers 8 traffic signals across Outer Ring Road, one of the city's most grid-blocked zones. And if successful, this private initiative could offer a scalable model to decongest urban choke points across India. And no, it's not a startup pitch, because Prashant has clarified that he's not looking to monetize it. This one's purely for public good. The Bengaluru Traffic Police have reportedly shown interest, and if results hold, we could be looking at a tech-backed traffic revolution funded not by the government, but by a man who is tired of sitting in traffic jams just like you and me. So let's talk to the man behind this pilot project. We have Prashant Pitti joining us live. He is the co-founder of Ease My Trip. A very good evening to you, Prashant. Thank you for joining us on Trending Show today. Help us understand what really prompted you to come out with this 4-point action plan to tackle the traffic woes of Bengaluru.
Well, firstly, thank you for having me on your show. I moved to Bangalore about a year and a half ago, and all I could read online was memes and rants with respect to Bangalore traffic. And after experiencing it for last 1.5 years, I thought that enough is enough. And maybe, if entrepreneurs can solve problems with respect to consumers, why can't we pitch into problems which are infrastructure related, which are city related? And that is when I thought that I will basically do my best rather than just rant and crib about it. I would try to solve it in the best way I can along with people. And, the help is pouring in from all across the world. After my, tweet went viral, people from all across the world, from various IITs, from various institutions, professors, scientists are reaching out to me to share their probable solutions. Entrepreneurs who have worked on it for last 10-15 years. In last 10 odd days only, I have received thousands and thousands of people's email, which I'm going through right now. And the city is also very, very open to collaboration. The authorities are open to trying new solutions. I've spoken to, all the people at the top level to understand what their pain points are and how can the current strengths of technology, which is related to AI and ML, can solve them. I'm not over here to recommend build this flyover, build that flyover, that they know to do much, much better. I'm over here to see if we can optimize the current infrastructure and solve for today's problem.
Also, Prashant, if this is a successful project, like you mentioned in those 4 points that you put out in your Twitter post, this could be a vision for Bharat as well, because decongesting some of the urban choke points is the need of the hour.
Well, absolutely. There has been enough number of steps talking about how much being stuck in the traffic, correlates to downfall of the GDP, and enough studies to share that your travel commute time is inversely proportional to your happiness. So, I just want to get people home faster and, spend time and be more productive. And which is why I think, we have created what we have created. More than 850 coders, engineers, scientists have applied to work along with us. We have formed a core team of 30 people. And on the basis of the recommendation of those 30 people, I have shared what are the things which we would like to take as a first phase and then continuously move forward from there onwards. It's very, very evident that, we don't have to wait for infrastructure to get better. Even though the current systems, the current authorities are using right amount of technology, there is always a scope of optimization. And I feel extremely confident that with multiple projects which we are willing to undertake, we should be able to reduce the commute time by 25 to 30% in a matter of 1 year's time frame.
And also, Prashant, finally, what was the reaction when you spoke to the traffic commissioner? Because they were all praised and they were really, really interested, because I had a conversation with him and he said this is a very advanced project. It's a futuristic project that Bengaluru is looking at.
Absolutely. All credit goes to them. The entire, authority with whomever I have spoken so far is very, very welcoming. They spent more than 3-4 hours with me explaining what are the things which they have worked on so far. There is no point in reinventing the wheel. Whatever already exists, I would only want to build on top of that. For example, Bangalore has about 8,000 city-safe cameras. We could use those camera feeds and create a very easy, vision system on top of it, where those vision using AI could automatically understand how bad the congestion looks like, what are the potholes, can inform. Multiple of such things are already happening, but multiple more efforts can be put in place around that. Another thing, Google's team also came to our office and they are suggesting to offer us a pilot project for a kind of a product which they have never ever offered before, in which we will basically get the BigQuery data for all the traffics which are moving within the city, which would be updated in every 2 minutes. This is not something which they'll just display. This we will have on our own database. For the first time, they would allow us to have it on our own database, and the value which it brings is that now you can actually create predictive models rather than just seeing that the traffic is choked at this particular point. If you have the data of the past, you can create predictive models on top of that. And I'm really, really excited to work on these. Plus, another thing which I got to know from the authorities themselves is that many times they start the project and Bangalore gets a lot of rain. And because of which, the rain hampers them to, complete the project. And also, if we can have hyper-local rain prediction system, then they would know where to work on which particular part of the road or which particular part of the junction to work and which particular part of the junction not to work. I'm excited about working on that particular project as well.
Right, Prashant, and so is Bengaluru. Even Bengaluru is excited for this project because this is something that they had been praying for a very, very long time, and it seems like the day is finally nearing, and we hope that this particular plan of yours fructifies for Bengaluru. But many thanks, Prashant, for joining us live on this trending show. But let's now move on to some breaking news coming in, viewers. Amid call for boycott cricket with Pakistan, Pakistan is now pleading for resuming cricket ties. Asian Cricket Council President and PCB Chairman Mohsin Naqvi has expressed optimism about finalizing the Asia Cup schedule, stating that the ACC is in consultation with BCCI and hopes to resolve issues soon. Well, this is the breaking news that we are tracking. PCB has said don't want politics in cricket, but well, PCB has to understand that terror and cricket cannot go hand in hand. And India will not share the 22 yards. It will not share the cricket pitch with a nation that sponsors terrorism. But the PCB there, it's pleading for the cricket match between India and Pakistan in the Asia Cup 2025. We have Himanshu joining us live from the digital group. Himanshu, Republic's campaign has definitely spooked Pakistan, and now Pakistan is pleading with folded hands that let us play this game with India. Let's not bring politics in cricket. But Pakistan needs to understand that cricket and terror cannot go hand in hand, Himanshu.
Deepak, what's new in that? When hammered by India in Operation Sindoor, they went with a begging bowl to Donald Trump. Now, at a prospect of they don't have anything as of now in terms of whether cricket, hockey, or any other sport. So for right now, it's a dire strait for PCB. They are in a financial mess. There were corruption allegations against top PCB officials. As of now, they don't have any money to sustain their cricket. So for them, the Asia Cup will be a critical tournament where they would probably gain financially. And that is why Mohsin Naqvi's request, also in that big meeting in Dhaka that happened, they almost pleaded to BCCI that this is an international tournament. So please go on. Now it's up to BCCI to take a call. Deepak.
Well, Himanshu, but BCCI, when confronted, has been completely silent because Mr. Shukla doesn't have any answers. There are reports and rumors doing the rounds that India and Pakistan game will really happen in the UAE. What is the way forward, Himanshu?
Rajiv Shukla is an old war horse. He has donned many a hat. And if you see his reaction, he didn't say no, that we are not going to play cricket with Pakistan. So that is something that it clearly indicates that BCCI is taking all views as of now into account. There's a strong resentment within BCCI. I am learning here that there are two camps. There's a big divide in BCCI over the issue to play or not to play Pakistan. And Rajiv Shukla, known to be pretty close with a lot of people in PCB as well, he would want that there's some way out, and the neutral venue concept is basically accepted by one and all. So it's interesting. There's also an international commitment that the lobby in BCCI that wants this tournament to go on, and there are people in BCCI who want India to play Pakistan. Will obviously give you all that logic of international commitment and Olympics coming up and all that. But as of now, the mood here in India is clearly that we don't want to play with Pakistan.
That's right, Himanshu. Thank you for joining me with those insights. No water, no diplomacy, and now the nation says no cricket with Pakistan. With that, viewers, let's now get you the other hot trends that we are tracking. Engineer Keshav Kant Sharma from Ahmedabad created Ghati, a drone that automates grenade detonation and returns safely. After successful trials, the Indian Army placed an order for over 20 units of these indigenously manufactured drones. US President Donald Trump made it to the internet yet again, but this time for making things cordial with his on and off feud partner Elon Musk. Trump took to social media while clearing his feud with Elon Musk, confirming that he wants all businesses to flourish, including Elon Musk's own business. India has been stepping up its gears for another space adventure as GSLV F-16 post-integration is reaching its last pre-launch position, another space win for India. King Charles received Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the Sandringham House yesterday, and during their time together, His Majesty was given a tree to be planted inspired by the environmental initiative launched by Prime Minister Modi himself, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. Kristen Cabot, Astronomer's chief people officer, has resigned from the tech company more than a week after she and the CEO, Andy Byron, were caught on the Coldplay concert's Kiss Cam scandal that quickly went viral. Singer and songwriter Ed Sheeran took to Instagram to share a heartfelt thanks to singer Arijit Singh, thanking him to collaborate with him for the song Sapphire. He also said, and I quote, "It was about 24 hours, but it included talking, drinking coffee, learning Punjabi and talking about music. Thank you, Arijit, for your time, grace and talent." US Secretary of State Marco Rubio has condemned France's decision to officially recognize the state of Palestine. In a strong-worded post on X, the top US diplomat has stated that the decision is a slap in the face to the victims of the October 7 attack by Hamas. An inhumane incident has emerged from Ramnagari in Ayodhya. In a heart-wrenching display of insensitivity, an elderly woman was abandoned late at night by her own family members near Kishan Daspur. They brought her in an e-rickshaw and left her by the roadside. The entire incident was captured on CCTV. Well, viewers, that's all we could pack for you in today's trending show, but we'll be right back tomorrow with the hot trends, fast trends, and the trending stories.
आपका जो अभी जो ओहदा है, it is a self-fought position, अनुपम जी. What I like about you, the reason I admire you is because you're a one-man industry. A lot of industry people don't like you. A lot of groups don't like you. They cannot come and say that he doesn't deserve what he is getting.
मेरा और मेरे फादर का एक बड़ा अच्छा किस्सा था. आज स्लो डाउन एंड आई वाज डूइंग लेस फिल्म्स. तो उन्होंने मुझसे ऐसे ही खिड़की से बाहर देखते देखते बोला, अनुपम यू आर नॉट डूइंग मेनी फिल्म बेटा, ऐसा क्यों है? तो मैंने उनसे कहा कि नो डैड आई एम नॉट इन द रैट रेस. तो उन्होंने बिना मेरी तरफ मुड़े बोला, ओ यू हैव लेफ्ट द रेस फॉर द रैट्स. तो आई थिंक बड़ा मुश्किल है सबको खुश करना. देखिए दुख तो होता है, तकलीफ तो होती है कि यार मैं कहता हूँ मैंने किसी का कुछ, पर फिर मैंने इस बारे में सोचना ही बंद कर दिया, क्योंकि काम जो है ना बेस्ट लेवलाइजर है. काम से इतनी सेटिस्फेक्शन मिलती है, इसलिए रिटायर होने का सोच ही नहीं सकता.
Amity has been ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally, a testimony to Amity's globally benchmarked quality.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ. डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड भी, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा. अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ. सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र.
MDH की देगी मिर्च, देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का. MDH की देगी मिर्च.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी। इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रूंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रूंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Impeachment motion against Justice Verma admitted in Lok Sabha.
पार्लियामेंट शुरू होते ही हमने सरकार की ओर से साफ शब्दों में कहा कि हम चर्चा के लिए तैयार हैं। बिजनेस एडवाइजरी कमेटी में हमने बात रखी कि हम ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर चर्चा करने के लिए तैयार हैं।
Kiran Rijiju says the record straight, says government ready to have debate on Operation Sindoor. The opposition must let the parliament function.
आ जा रहा है कि इसको लेकर क्या करें? क्या मैच भारत पाकिस्तान इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए? है सर, इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए मैच।
Republic launches mega campaign to boycott India-Pakistan Asia Cup clash. Nation says terror and cricket cannot go hand in hand.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड भी, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा जीरा सिप।
ग्रेजुटी का चेक है, बस इन पैसों को हम कहीं इन्वेस्ट कर दें और रेगुलर इनकम भी आती रहे।
तो फिर फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स में डाल दीजिए। फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स चुने हुए इंटरेस्ट बेरिंग कंपनी बॉन्ड, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड और मनी मार्केट में पैसा डालते हैं और सिस्टमैटिक विड्रॉल प्लान के जरिए आपको ऑन द डॉट फिक्स्ड अमाउंट भी मिलती रहेगी।
म्यूचुअल फंड्स में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना, अपने देश का सामान इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना। MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
Government's massive crackdown on semi-pornographic content. Ekta Kapoor's Alt Balaji. 25 other OTT apps banned by ministry. End obscene content. Government drops the hammer on OTTs. Debating tonight at 8 p.m. BCCI cornered over Asia Cup matches with Pakistan. Neutral venue smokescreen to play with Pakistan. National campaign continues. No cricket with Pak. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
आपका जो अभी जो ओहदा है, it is a self-fought position, अनुपम जी. What I like about you, the reason I admire you is because you're a one-man industry. A lot of industry people don't like you. A lot of groups don't like you. They cannot come and say that he doesn't deserve what he is getting.
मेरा और मेरे फादर का एक बड़ा अच्छा किस्सा था. आज स्लो डाउन एंड आई वाज डूइंग लेस फिल्म्स. तो उन्होंने मुझसे ऐसे ही खिड़की से बाहर देखते देखते बोला, अनुपम यू आर नॉट डूइंग मेनी फिल्म बेटा, ऐसा क्यों है? तो मैंने उनसे कहा कि नो डैड आई एम नॉट इन द रैट रेस. तो उन्होंने बिना मेरी तरफ मुड़े बोला, ओ यू हैव लेफ्ट द रेस फॉर द रैट्स. तो आई थिंक बड़ा मुश्किल है सबको